What?
Oh, boy.
We make the strings louder.
So you guys are going to be kind of upset because this little guy right here, I was editing a movie last night, pulled the memory card out, still in my house. So I'm actually on a borrowed battery on this thing. I left the battery for this at my house too, but I had my extra camera in my truck, so I was able to get the battery. But so no, you know, talking shit, pulling this shit off type of video. So we're just gonna put you on the time lapse, and maybe we'll give you some music to listen to. I don't know. Should we give him some music, or should we sing to him?
You can sing to him. I'm not good at that.
I'll fucking sing to them, motherfuckers. I'll sing to them. Well, what should we sing to them?
Subscriber preview.
Yeah, Subscriber Tunes by Trevor. All right, so I got the heat shield off and kind of the charge pipes and, you know, the front little intake guy off. A bunch of the little things are kind of in the way. Get the coolant lines unhooked. But yeah, it wasn't too bad so far. I've only been working on about 25 minutes or so, but got a few things done. I'm just trying to decide, what's going to be the easiest way to get this guy off, whether it be pulling, like kind of the front sections off of the turbos, to actually get them up out of the way so I could get to all the bolts underneath there, or trying to pull each turbo off individually, or if I should just try to pull off the whole thing as one piece. But yeah, so that's kind of my ordeal. I'm probably gonna pull off these coolant lines, get those guys out of the way, but yeah, you could see basically all the shit I got off so far. This is that little actuator for the back turbo to close off that comes right off the back right there. And then on the inside it has that little flap, the little actuator, and then, it basically just opens up when she hits boost. And so that's interesting. And then right here on the bottom you got that guy that closes off all the shit from it, and then I guess a wastegate right here. I only thought there was one wastegate, but I guess there's actually two. So that's good, I guess. But yeah, see, I only thought there was the first wastegate, so I technically should have probably ran another wastegate to the back, or a thing to the back, and I could have probably been able to control the boost a little bit better and turn it up some more. But yeah, anyhow, that's pretty much that. So I'm just going to continue kind of dicking away at this thing and try to see how much I could get off it. So I got the downpipe and the little flapper dealy, sequential deal off. So this is kind of what it looks like underneath. There was a brace going from right here up to the top. Right now it's leaking oil because I loosened these turbo feed lines, so it's leaking a little bit of shit right there. More so off the front because I already have the guy off it. But yeah, so I'm gonna pull off the turbo drains. This is basically what it looks like underneath here. Kind of a pain in the ass. You can see the bolts up there. Sorry, my light's dying. See the bolts? I sprayed the shit out of them with some PB Blaster, so hopefully that stuff's gonna set in and they'll come off all nice. So I went ahead and I just bolted the little cast manifold on there after I got these bad dogs off there. So now I'm just gonna throw a couple random bolts in the thing just to kind of check fitment of everything. See, so right now, basically what I'm doing is clocking the housing so that the oil drain is on the bottom. You can see that's the feed right there on the top. Coolant guys on the side. And so now I'm just going to clock the compressor housing. And that just looks simple. But so I started messing with the lines. Basically, that's where the oil feed's gonna be. Kind of wrapping around underneath it. The coolant is gonna go down to that line. I'm gonna cut it and kind of scoot it over a little bit. And then that other line, one of the lines will come up to one of these guys right there, and I'll have to block one of them off. Same thing with the back. I'll have to block that guy off right there. As well as that is an oil feed for the rear turbo, so I have to block that off. And I guess somebody said something. I was talking to somebody and they said they don't like running the oil off of that one. They would rather run it off of like a sandwich plate off of the other side of the engine, so I might do that as well. I'm gonna call them tomorrow and talk to them and see if they had bad issues, or because I feel like the oil coming out of this is a little bit lower pressure than coming out of the other, and having the restrictor and stuff in the turbo, it might not get enough flow. I really don't like this whole setup right here. This is just a really tight radius 90 that I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I could order something else. So basically that's 2.5 to 2.5. This intercooler right here is a 2.75 on this side. And if you look, basically right down the line, I mean, bam, bam, it would just go straight in there. So I just have, maybe about a foot of intercooler, maybe a foot and a half of intercooler piping right here. Put a blow-off valve right there, and, kind of angle the turbo and everything over this way. So I need to make a little bit of a downpipe. One of the things I forgot to, I guess, think about was the flange for, where'd it go? Okay, yeah, the flange for the Toyota O2 sensor is kind of that flange right there, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. This was just a piece of kind of pipe that I had laying around that already has a V-bend, but the wrong size V-bend, but something similar to that is what's gonna happen. So I gotta make the downpipe. I have to figure out this whole situation here. I was just gonna get probably a 2.5 to 2.5, and then go to 2.75 with a little adapter, or just go 2.75 straight, and this 2.5 to 2.75 90, and a 2.75 pipe with a blow-off valve flange on it. I definitely don't want to. I mean, I could probably get away without running a blow-off valve on it, but I don't really want to dig that expensive ass turbo. So yeah, that's a couple of things I need to think about. Alright, look at that. I got the head cam working again. Well, I just got the memory card. So anyhow, it's kind of a local place. They do, some of the, well, it's up in Springs, but basically I got this little, it's a 4 to a 3 inch guy. So that's gonna go right there on the turbo for the intake. So that's, that's not the prettiest thing in the world, but should work. And basically this guy will just go right in there, wham bam. So I'll have an intake for the turbo. So I was waiting on that. I guess we could turn this on. I also got this is a 2.75 to 2.5. So that's going to go right there. And then basically I'm just going to have a little section of pipe, hopefully with a blow-off valve, as long as I could find one. That's the only kind of missing link right now. I also got this this guy right here. So that's 1.5 inch, stainless pipe for the dump tube on the wastegate. So I'll probably end up doing something like that, and it'll go down. It'll dump on the ground. So I got that from them as well. I also got this 3-inch stainless tube, or stainless 90 exhaust piece. And so basically what I was going to do with that is just kind of chop it right there, go straight down, and then use that other end kind of to go back towards the other exhaust that I have down there. That's kind of the plan, but I kind of wanted, the nice shiny pipe up here instead of, I was going to use this kind of ugly 90, which that's some aluminized stuff, which it would have worked. But I just figured for the top of the engine bay, I'd kind of like to have a little bit of the shininess right there. So yeah, that's pretty much that. I also got some random nuts and bolts, some vacuum line, some coolant caps, and basically the nuts and bolts are from turbo to manifold type of deal. Spent well, I had to buy some headlights for the Saab too, but yeah, so I gotta make sure all these guys are gonna work. These ones might work. They're the shortest, but the head on them's kind of big. But yeah, so hopefully I got the right size. If not, then I guess we're shit out of luck is what we are. But yeah, let's see if we could squeeze this guy down here on the bottom. I hope that's the right size. Yeah, I think it needs it. Yeah, so I think those guys will work. The wastegate's just kind of chilling up underneath there. That is actually a 39mm wastegate, so I mean, it's like a JGY, so it's actually a decent wastegate. It has like a 5-pound spring in it. But yeah, basically, kind of this section of intercooler right there, or the intercooler piping, I was gonna rob off of the Datsun, which is terrible. So I think I need about a foot. Well, maybe like a 1.5 feet, 15 inches, somewhere, not a 1.5 feet, but about 15 inches or so. So yeah, I'm gonna go, maybe I'll just come over here and look at it now. Break everybody's heart, robbing the shit off of the Datsun. Breaks my heart too, but it's sitting in the drift car's not, so you gotta give one of them priority, I guess. I don't know. Uh-oh. So yeah, right down there at the bottom is that HKS on that little piece of pipe. Pretty sure that's a 2.5 inch. So I'm gonna have to rob the shit off of the Datsun, which absolutely breaks my heart. I don't know. Well, I guess I got some new subscribers since a little while ago. But this is my 72 Datsun 510. It's got basically a fully built SR20, sleeved forged, built head, Tomy cams, AM version 2, Garrett Gtx3582r 1000cc ID injectors. Yeah, that's pretty much that. But I haven't really driven it too much because I have to do something with the fuel system. It runs out of fuel right away. But this motor was in a SR hatch. When I got it, I traded a Turbo Civic for the SR hatch with this SR in it. Had a few little issues, wiring issues, figured that out, got it running good, drove it around for I think it was about 2 months in the hatch. Pulled this out, put the KT that used to be in this in that car, got rid of that, and then now this thing has been in here for probably 3 years now, and I mean I've maybe driven it 10 miles, which is shitty, but you know, it's just kind of one of them cars. It was my great grandma's, kind of been in the family forever. It's a 2-door, and you know, just one of them things. I don't want to you know, I don't want to do it half-assed, and you know, I just don't have the time that I necessarily want to dedicate to this right now, because I want to make it really nice, and you know, I'm not happy with the paint and the bodywork because I'd painted it when I was like 16, but blah blah blah. Anyhow, that's you know, I'm gonna steal the pipe off of that, which sucks, but should be long enough hopefully to make it in here, and then start bolting shit down, tightening stuff, and then whip out the welder and get some exhaust and wastegate shit.
So, today, the JZ gets a turbo.
They already know.
They don't know from me. I gotta tell.
Yeah, you're right.
Freaking holding it like it is a newborn baby.
My little baby. I think I should be careful when I do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just his SAE corrected number just wasn't enough, so he's got to freaking plow some turbo into this engine bay here.
Turn it up, dude.
Freaking just plow it in there.
Should I use the longer ones?
So what pound wastegate is that? Is it like eBay?
JGY.
Oh, that's actually not bad. You had that on your KA, didn't you?
Yeah.
5
pounds, dude. That bitch screamed.
The OG subscribers, they know the KA car.
Well, it was the KA Datsun.
Mm-hmm.
That was the setup that I had in there. Oh, yeah, that'll go like that. Don't do that.
He's gonna edit this out, so that's why I'm saying it. So all this footage is useless because he's gonna have to voice over or freaking do music, time lapse. Garrett plug, dude. Thanks to Garrett for the new GTX3582r. I'm wearing your T-shirt. Please send me some shit. Just start naming all their distributors. I was at the Hill Climb Fan Fest. I was at Formula Drift Atlanta. I keep hitting your guy up at the booth. You guys keep blowing me off. Is this how you treat your customer? Specs of this thing? Why are there numbers on the wheel? A special model. Lock this thing in there pretty good, huh? Oh shit.
What?
Oh bro. Oh.
No,
Oh no. They haven't seen this for a while. What is he doing? He's freaking robbing. He's robbing the poor little guy of his things. He's freaking...
What a dick, huh? Well, the Datsun doesn't need a blow-off valve. Right?
Save the freaking... Save the turbo. Save the turbo, save the world.
This thing's like all kind of shitty feeling.
It's like a freaking knockoff HKS or something, huh?
It is. It is a knockoff HKS.
It's, hey, whatever. As long as it works, it's better than nothing.
See, because that's...
This thing fit in there? Maybe.
Might have to have a little bit of an extension, but...
It'll probably work, though.
Yeah. That sucks, but... What can you do? So I got some more shit on here. I got the hurl lines, the coolant lines, everything all blocked off. You know, the coolant stuff right here. Those lines on the side, the turbo feed. Basically now I just got to do the exhaust and the wastegate dump and then run some vacuum lines. So yeah, I'm just kind of picking away at it again. I got a little adapter right here to 2.5 to 2.75, a little scrunchy cone, a little extra bit. Got the HKS blow-off valve I robbed off of the Datsun. I'm gonna replace this, and I'm gonna get, you know, basically I'd like to have one piece right there with like a tile on there. But for now, this is gonna work. Hopefully, you know, for tomorrow, and should still be able to plug in the mass airflow sensor, close the hood and all that stuff, and I'm gonna, you know, put clamps and stuff on that. But yeah, I got all the lines and everything tight, so everything looks decent as far as that goes. I think I'm gonna go ahead and we'll basically take this exhaust, you know, that, whack that in half, and use that as kind of the turn down. I'm gonna cut off this other chunk right there, cobble some other pieces together, and hopefully we'll have an exhaust. Oh, and one of the shitty things is I never got that, I didn't get that flange for this guy. So I think I'm just gonna end up like welding it in there is kind of the plan. Or I'll just kind of drill a hole and then kind of weld it around there. And maybe grind that a little bit off. So I'll have a permanent O2 sensor in my downpipe, I guess. So I don't really think I got any more lucky on this downpipe. So you can basically see right there, I just took that U, basically a U-shaped one, and I just cut it right down the middle of the 90. Basically put the 90 in this end of the V-band, the 90 in a new V-band down on that end, and kind of butted them up together. I mean, literally, it was like perfect. I wiggled them around, held them with my hand, put a tack on it, well, kind of a ugly one, you know, just to kind of get it on there. But yeah, shit, that looks premium. I mean, it's a hell of a lot smoother than the other one that I had on there, because I was trying to match it up. It's that guy over there. I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this guy off, and then hook up. Well, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get the thing for the wastegate dump. I have those little guys right here, so I'll get those tacked up as well. Pull everything off and weld it, and then we should be almost ready for startup. Alright, so I got the little dump tube down there. You can see it, that kind of exits right behind the steering rack. So yeah, basically all there's left to do is decide what the hell I'm doing with the factory O2 sensor. I was thinking about just kind of grinding a lot of that big flange off, and then yeah, just using that. So alright, so I got these guys welded. You can see I just kind of did a little weld on that guy to get her on there, around all the V-bands and shit, and I wired that, wheeled that off. There's a decent gap right there that not a decent gap, but like an 1/8 of an inch that I filled. But yeah, so that's looking pretty decent. I guess I lost the little other guy. I don't know where the hell he went. Son of a bitch. Oh. But yeah, so I got that guy welded up as well. That one you know, isn't bad. Isn't the prettiest thing in the world, but you know, works, and it's, you know, I did it, and I don't have to take somebody to TIG weld it and all that other shit. I just, you know, MIG'd it with the stainless steel and shit, right? Alright, so I got the downpipe on there, got the dump tube on there, O2 sensor hooked up, mass airflow sensor hooked up. There's a couple vacuum lines that are basically just open, but well, actually I should probably cap them off, because I know as soon as it'll start, it'll like rev up real crazy, and I don't really want it to do that. I went ahead and I popped off the oil cap right there, and I got this little guy over here with assembly lube, and I just kind of pumped a couple squirts in there. So the oil's, you know, the turbo's kind of pre-oiled. So yeah, basically I'm gonna do the first startup. So let me cap off these vacuum lines, and we'll start it. All right, so got them all capped off. So this will be first startup of the. See, I'm really scared of that whole, you know, turbo oil situation, just because it's revving so damn high right now, just right off the bat. I'm curious if there's another vacuum leak somewhere, because normally it doesn't idle that damn high when it's you know, when you first started it. It normally just kind of idles low. So there's two vacuum lines right there. There's this vacuum line right here. Yeah, I'm just curious why it's idling so damn high. That doesn't really go to anything. Shouldn't be another vacuum leak. Oh, it could be this guy right here, because it could be sucking some of the, you know, it's basically, it has a PCV valve in it, so it's basically sucking through that. So we'll cap that guy off. Doesn't work. So yeah, basically I got a cap on that guy right there, so I'm going to go ahead and start it now. I really wish I could see oil pressure at the turbo. That's what scares me. Yeah, see, it idles way quieter now, or a lot lower. Watch if I pull this off. Can't even pull it off. Sounds nice. Exhaust is definitely a little bit throatier. Burning off it over there. Actually doing good so far. Curious what it's gonna do for boost. Alright, so I just did a quick little exhaust wrap kind of back there, you know, by the heater hoses and the, you know, the couple of the lines and shit. So didn't have much, but I got a little bit on there. So hopefully that'll shield some of the stuff from some heat. I was thinking about kind of heat wrapping the you know, the actual turbine housing on it, but you know, with maybe one of them heat blankets. But yeah, so for now I'm just gonna go for a rip. Holy shit. So anyhow, I got my shit all loaded up. It's like 11:18. And I'm on my way up to IMI Motorsports Complex. It's basically like this little go-kart track. Drifted there a lot about 2 years ago. Last year there was no events there, and so this will be the first time this year. And there's actually no held events there this year. But this is basically just a test day. Jesse kind of wanted to mess with his car, play around with it a little bit. Same with me, you know, especially with the whole new single turbo and everything. That's kind of why I rushed to get it on there so I could go out and like tandem with some people. And so we got a couple other tandem cars, Levi and Wes, and so yeah, that'll be fun. I'm just sitting in front of my brother's house right now, waiting for him to go. I basically took about a 45-minute nap at my house. I was just gonna head straight up there, and I was just like, no, there's no way I'm gonna die on the way up there if by falling asleep, and I don't want to put me or anybody else in danger doing that. So a little nap will help me out.